You're listening to episode 55. Welcome to Behind the Brand, a podcast dedicated to strategically building your online business. Here we go behind the scenes and share stories and strategies that can help you build your own dream business that supports your own dream life. I'm your host, Kelsey Kerslake, and I'm the CEO of pinegateroad, a branding and web design agency for online businesses and influencers. We create online presences that aren't just pretty, they're powerful. To learn more about working with pinegateroad, head to pinegateroad.com and schedule a free consult call. Now on to the show. Hello and good morning. It is bright and early here for me, and I am currently in Boulder, Colorado. Megan is with me.
Good morning.
We just got up. We are here for our mastermind, and we're learning all the business stuff, and it's amazing. Anyway, that is our morning. I just looked at Megan and she was like, well, what do you want me to say? So today we have one of our more casual episodes. And I did get some user questions through Instagram, and I figured I would just answer one of those today. So this is a topic that I feel like a lot of people have during their business transitions, and especially when they're starting too. So it is all about how do you come up with a name for your business. So this can seem kind of basic, and maybe you just like come up with it or use your name, which all is good. But I'm going to go into how I found my name for the show, and I think, or not the show, for my brand, for my business. And Megan's going to go into a little bit of hers, or how she feels about it and how it's transitioned with her business. And hopefully this will just give you some insight if you are thinking about a name change, or you're just starting a business and want to name your business properly for where you're heading. So as you probably know, my business is named Pinegateroad, and I get a lot of people asking, like, where did you come up with that name? What does it mean? So I figured I would share the story, and this is something I definitely want to put up on my new website when I get it. I never have shared it like really publicly, but I don't know why. Okay. So Pinegateroad for me, I guess I'll go to like the thought process behind this a little bit too. I actually started my business as a blog when I was in grad school, and I named it, this is really, really lame. I named it The Diary of Kelsey Cronkite.
Oh my God.
Right? So I blogged for probably maybe 6 months with that name. And that just got me started. So first of all, don't let a name hold you back from starting your business or getting going, because I know so many people who use that as a procrastination tactic, and it just doesn't need to happen. So start with something. It can be really dumb. Mine was probably dumber than any of the ideas that you have. And then just get going. So that's tip number one, I guess.
Done is better than perfect.
Exactly. And you can change. You can rebrand.
Always.
Yeah. It doesn't matter as much as people think it does. So I'm lucky that mine has kind of stuck with how my business has grown. So the story behind Pinegateroad is that I was looking for, a business name. I knew I wanted to grow this into a business, and I did have the foresight even way back then when it was kind of a blog. I was like, I don't know where this is growing. This could be my freelance business or whatever one day. And I do think that I was thinking in the capacity where I wanted to grow it beyond something that I was just doing, or I wanted community to be involved. So I didn't want it to be something, not that community can't be involved when it's your name, but I wanted it to be something more than what was just coming out of me. And I was just feeling that I did not want it to be my personal brand. So we'll kind of go into like when you should be naming your business your own name, which I highly promote for a lot of our clients here at Pinegate. So for me, I came up with Pinegate because it was the street that I grew up on. And the backstory behind that is that I was living in Cincinnati, Ohio when I was younger. And my dad was in a business of some sort, and my mom was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So thankfully, she is 100% fine and good, but it was a big shock and scare for our family. So as she went through that, she was like having this little, I think when anybody gets diagnosed with something scary or a big transition happens in their life, they're really thinking beyond just what's happening in the day-to-day. They're like, well, where am I living the life I want to live? And they're kind of evaluating everything, and it's like a shock to the system where you're like, I think now is the time to go live my big dreams, because there's no better time than now, even if it's not perfect. And I feel like that spirit completely embodies everything that we're doing at Pinegate. And I love the spirit of that, where you kind of leap before you're ready. You go after your dreams, no matter where you're at in your life. You start taking those steps. So what my parents did is my dad quit the business he was in. They started their own business. My mom always wanted to move back to Erie, Pennsylvania, where we grew up. And she built her dream home, and they just started like their dream life because of this cancer diagnosis. So that was the catalyst for that. And it was really, we moved around a lot when I was growing up. So it was really like the first place I ever really called home. And it really stood for that big creative journey, that going after your dreams and pursuing the passions and what you really wanted to do in life. And I feel like that's totally the embodiment of this business. So it's what I want to do. It's what we're doing for our clients. And yeah, the road we grew up on was Pinegate Road. And I don't know how I thought about that all, but that is where that came from. So and then another fun fact, the road right after Pinegate, as you turned into like the main part of town, was Eaton Road. So that's where I got my dog's name. And everybody's like, where'd you get the name Eaton? And I'm like, okay, I got to tell this whole story now. So that is how I got the name Pinegate. Ta-da.
It's a great name.
Yeah, and I love it. And it's really transitioned and just served me well throughout the years. And I don't see it ever changing, but I totally would if my business changed or if I had a sub business or something. I am attached to it, but at the same time, I wouldn't let it hold me back from transitioning my business and moving into another space if it wasn't serving me anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Megan, how did you come up with your name, and how is it? You've been going through some transition, so it's perfect. Like, how are you feeling about your name and all the things?
So when I started freelancing, first, I'm really glad I didn't just do my name, just because with the business, and now I think I guess I did do my name. You did,
in a way.
I did do my name in a way, but I like that it's not just Megan Baker, because I have dreams to maybe start a personal brand or something. I don't know if I ever want to be an influencer, but I like that the Megan Baker can be something in the future if I want it to be. So I knew that I was going to be a VA because Kelsey was like, you should do this. You love like being a fangirl for people. Like I supported my friends for like our little political campaigns at the University of Iowa when they were running for student body president. And I loved like fangirling them and like helping them. And she's like, this would be great. So honestly, I got my name just like my career because Kelsey suggested it. Okay, so my business name is Meg K the VA. My name's Megan Kathleen. I wanted to pick her middle, like when I was thinking about it, I came up with her middle name just because I was like, well, it's not attached to her last name. And I think that definitely as women, as marriages and divorce, you're not getting divorced. I know, but
it's like a lot of people have, like they have this, I've had a lot of clients who have a lot of trouble using their last name because of different marriage situations and things.
Yeah, and I took my husband's last name, but I like just being who your
first and middle name isn't going to change for you.
Exactly, and it's no man's last name. I don't know. I just like it. Like, it's just me. And it's so cute. Meg K the VA. And it has served me really well. It like rolls off the tongue. People love to refer me Meg K the VA. I might have to transition it eventually, because in this time that I've been in business, I'm not just a solopreneur VA anymore. I'm growing some kind of agency or some kind of business to support creative entrepreneurs in the behind the scenes, but it's not necessarily going to be me doing traditional VA work. But until I do like a rebrand, I'm holding on to it.
Right. And I feel like you're still supporting people in VA roles through your team. And when you get really solid with where you're heading next, then I feel like you can do that whole envisioning process and like really get settled.
And I'm not going to change until I do a rebrand with Pinegate Road.
Thanks.
Yeah. But for now, it's me, it's my business. Even my cousins will be like, hey, Meg K the VA. I'm like, what's up? Yeah, but it served me great. And when it's time to change, I'll change it, but I'm going to wait until I do a proper rebrand.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so for those of you who have been debating whether or not you should use your name, you're like, should I come up with something? Should I use my name? I have the opinion, and this is usually what we're telling our clients and working with them as, if you're running a business that is revolved around you and your lifestyle, and you are the one engaging with the customers, or even if like you have a team engaging with the customers, but it's revolved around the lifestyle and personality or coaching system that is you, I suggest just branding with your name. I feel like sometimes it's hard to connect the person with a name. And if your business relies on you as the person, it's usually better off to brand as your name. So we have transitioned quite a few people from, when they start with the cute blog names, like from back in the day, like
yeah.
The cashmere and cupcakes. Like, I think she's still what she is, but people always had those things. We transition a lot of people from their like cute blog names to their names because they're growing beyond what the blogging platform is providing them. And they're wanting to really brand themselves as a person and step out into the world in this big way. If you are growing some kind of business where you personally want to be more behind the scenes, and be the CEO, run it, but have what your team is providing or you're doing a product, like that is a similar thing. Like your product is the star, like maybe your services are the star and not necessarily in the way that you're doing that. And maybe I'm explaining this in a weird way. But that is how we are at Pinegate, where I am taking more of a step back. It's not about me as a person. It's more about what our team and the company is providing to our clients. So I want to be known as pinegateroad, and Kelsey Kerslake is kind of taking that step back, and I want to be less known as a person within Pinegateroad, the business. So I feel pretty confident and steady about Pinegateroad. I feel like a lot of brand, product brands are great being their own product, unless you're like a handbag or something that you kind of want to be known for that lifestyle product. So there's different ways, and I think there's no wrong way as long as you're thinking through it and not letting it hold you back from living your dream life and running the business that supports that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. I love that Megan's become my little podcast sidekick. Oh, she's with me all the time. So,
and it's the best thing ever. Friendship forever.
Yes. All right, you guys, have an awesome rest of your week, and I will talk to you next week with a longer interview. All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I'm here to chat about an online system that I can't get enough of. I'm sure you hear from a lot of online business owners who've been scaling their businesses and about how having systems in place that work for them have been essential for their growth. Putting systems in place might be getting solid processes down, or it can be using a program like Seva to run your email marketing. When it comes to growing my business, the more intuitive something is, the better. Seva, which was formerly ConvertKit, is by far the most intuitive and easy to use program that I have ever used when it comes to growing your email list. They have easy pop-ups you can use on your website, forms that send out free downloads for content upgrades on your blog posts, and 24-hour help if you ever run into a snag. They have amazing customer service and have even helped us custom code some beautiful forms for our clients with no extra charge. I love that they're able to do that, and it's always so helpful. We use Seva here at Pinegateroad and always recommend them to our clients. If you're saying yes, please, to an intuitive system for email marketing, head to pinegateroad.com/email to grab a free 30 days to start growing your email list and upping your marketing game. Thank you so much to our sponsors for making this show possible. And thanks to you for taking the time to spend some time with me here today. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or catching up on past episodes, head to pinegateroad.com/podcast to learn more. Sending lots of love, and remember, you've got this. See you next week.